We are looking at part D from question 2. Has to do with statistic. The question is about jump, the long jump competition. My apologies, I couldn't remember what was the competition about. And we were given the table there. Okay, so part D, use mid-internal values to estimate the mean distance jumped by the group of students. Give your answer correct to the nearest centimeter. So mid-internal value in mean. So how do we calculate that? We take mid-internal value, we multiply that by frequency plus, and again, we take another mid-interval value and we multiply that by next frequency and plus, and so on till we finish. And then we divide by all frequency numbers. Okay, so it seems complex. It's not. It is a little bit more complex calculation to our usual mean. So how do I get the mid-internal value? So mid-internal value, basically they are in the very middle of those two values. Now, some of you, I've seen it, you are very good in working out without using your calculator what is the mid-internal value. But if you are not, that's fine. I as well use calculator. So what you do, you are saying 0 plus 80 divided by 2. And that gives you 40, and that is your mid-internal value here. Again, 80 plus 160 divided by 2. And again, that gives you mid-internal 120. 160 plus 240 divided by 2, and that gives you 200. So 200 and 240 plus 320 divided by 2, and that gives me 280. So this value here is 280, and the last one, 320 plus 400 divided by 2, that gives me 360. So 360, that's where it is. So now we take the mid-internal value and we multiply by frequency. Again by frequency, again by, and so on. Okay, so let's write that down. So that means we take 40. Actually, maybe let's adjust that a little bit. Give me a sec. Yeah, so I remove those calculations so that we can see it here. So 40 multiply by frequency of 0 plus and another mid-internal value multiply by frequency of 2 plus another mid-internal value multiply by its frequency 7 plus 280 multiply by 12 plus 360 multiplied by 3, and everything divided by all the frequency numbers. So 0 and 2 and 7 and 12 and 3. Make sure you write that in your exam so that don't just do calculation on your calculator and then hit equal, because it's very easy to make a mistake when you're putting actually a lot of values in your calculator. So make sure you write that out so that whoever is checking your paper can say, oh yeah, they know what they are doing. And even if your final answer have an error, that's fine. You're going to get majority of your marks. So 253 when we put that in the calculator to the nearest centimeter. Now, I want to just use that opportunity to explain a little bit what does that mean, that frequency table. So the reason why we are using mid-internal values, because like what we said, let's take that example. We have two students that jump between 80 and 160, but we don't know how much exactly. It could be that one student job 81 and the other student job 82, right? Or it could be that one student job 110 and the other one jump 159. Yeah, it can be any two numbers. We don't know exactly what it is. So to make the calculation in some way, that's the reason why this is estimate, in some way accurate, we pick the middle value. We are saying we don't know how much they jump, but we are saying in the middle, that's what stands. So that's what we're going to take. Either they jump a bit more, a bit less, we don't know, but we take the middle value. And that's what it is. That two, that's what represents the two jumps. There were two numbers, and that's what that two represent. Here, there was 7 of them, and again, we don't know actually how many. That's the reason why we calculate that mean this way, indifferent to our usual mean calculation. Okay, then let's have a look at the last part of that question. Estimate, and again estimate because it's not going to be 100% accurate, the median distance jump as accurate as you can. Show you're working out median, that means what? Middle. So let's just take our table so that we can see that. So where is going to be my middle? So how many students do I have altogether? So if we add up 0, 2, and 7, and 12, and 3, we put that in the calculator, we get that together, we have 24. Okay, so that means if I am to divide 24 numbers into two equal parts, I'm going to have 12 numbers on one side and 12 numbers on the other side, isn't it? So middle will fall here. What does that mean? The last number here is what? 12th number. And then the first number here is the 13th number. Yeah? And in this case, we're going to add the 12th number plus the 13th number, divide that by 2, and that's how we're going to get the middle value. Yeah? So where is our 12th and 13th number? So here is 2, here is in another 7. So therefore, together, I have 9 numbers here. So here in this bracket, I'm going to have those values I'm looking for. Let's just extend the page a bit. So what I'm looking for in that 240 and 320, so I'm going to have numbers. There will be since that is 9, so that will be the 10th number, the 11th number, 12th number, 13th number, 14th number, and so on, isn't it? The problem we are having, we don't know what those values are. Okay, so the lowest value that I could have is 240. The highest value, 319, isn't it? Because have to be below 320. So that's the reason why we are saying estimate the best we can. If we have here 12 values and we are saying 10, 11, 12, 13, so these are very close to 240, I don't know, we can say maybe 250, 251. We don't know actually. So honestly, in the exam, if you give any value between 240 and 319, that will be a correct value because there is no way to dispute that. But that's what I'm saying. Since the 12th and the 13th are pretty close to 240, again, is a pure guesswork, pure estimate. I could say, let's say, is 250. Yeah, that is my jump because we actually don't know exactly. It could be more, it could be 260, it could any number, honestly.